Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We have Brian from Hat Heaven in the house. We will be starting in a couple minutes, so just bear with us. We're going to give you guys a couple minutes to join the live.
You guys doing anything special for Super Bowl Sunday?
Just watching TB12 beat the Chiefs. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Bucks can definitely cover. It's going to be a close match, but I don't know. It's the Chiefs, the refs love the Chiefs. They give them every call. Every 50-50 call, it'll go to the Chiefs, I feel like.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know, man. Well, I think all the talk about who the greatest of all time at the quarterback position is over now. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, now that he's not a Pat anymore, I hope he wins his 7, just because.
It's funny how that all changes, right? When he changes his team.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot more likable now.
He's always been a likable guy. It's just people hated him just because he won.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad it wasn't no offense to Buffalo, but I'm just glad it wasn't a Bills Buccaneers Super Bowl. That would have been kind of boring.
The Bills look good, man. They looked good.
I feel like they're one player away, but it's like the Bulls and the Pistons. The Chiefs are always going to be there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm learning? The comments don't work until we comment, guys.
So weird. Let me get in there.
No, I already did it. Oh, you
already did it?
Yeah.
That was the same glitch that happened.
It's every time. I guess it just needs us to comment first.
And then now it keeps making me sign in through double verifications. It's annoying. But whatever.
Wow. Well, there's some racy pictures here.
Yeah. That's what they're known for, I guess.
See, so I did the thumbnail originally without all the females surrounding it, and then Leon attached them to it and said it needs to be there. The models need to be there.
Great advertising. You know, half of the Q&A questions from the community were marriage proposals for the girls.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of people shooting their shot.
You should stay tuned on until Sunday. We have another shoot. It's probably gonna be the skimpiest yet. My wife is not happy.
Oh my God.
She's like, "This is the last time you're doing it like this."
Your wife's not having it, huh, Brian?
No, she was not happy.
Yeah.
She was not happy. There was a lot of pinching and elbowing when she found out.
Well, you're here. You're okay, but you've been banished to a different room of the house, though, I noticed. So maybe that's part of the punishment?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What did I say, though? I'm just one man.
Well, better hope it stays that way. You never know. A woman scorned, man. You don't really want to mess with that shit.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So I guess we got some folks pouring in, Leon. So we could probably get started now.
Yeah. We can leave this up, but basically,
yeah.
But yeah, we're back on our previous time slot. We haven't done a Wednesday show in a while. We figured we may as well come back and preview some stuff with Brian from Hat Heaven, and then we also fielded some questions from the community. So hopefully your question got selected.
Well, listen, man, we're back in our old stomping grounds, Wednesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a COVID staple, right? The Wednesday night 9 p.m. show was a COVID staple. It's like this was our one of our favorite places to be, but this is going to be exciting. So for those that don't know, Brian from Hat Heaven was a 2020 Fitties Award winner. So we had to plaster that up there. So I hope you feel good about that award because it was well earned. But yeah, I think listen, I want to say thank you to you, Brian, because you've been someone who's shown us a lot of first looks on your products all along the way. So we've had some mock-ups and we've seen them come to life. So we've kind of been there with you along the way. And it's been a tremendous journey that you kind of come along with us on. So today, like Leon kind of alluded to, we're going to go through and look at all the new stuff that's coming. And I got to tell you, I think Jason Mead was salivating over many of those caps. He was kind of messaging me to the side, already thumbnailing which ones he wants. So he's like, all right, Pierre, these are the ones I'm going after. How about you? So that's when when Jason Mead gets excited like that, the world better fucking look out. And I'm telling you, man. So we're excited. So why don't we get into this? So Leon, is that the order today? We're going to go through like the new stuff that's coming.
Well, first they did a massive restock, right?
Oh yeah.
Acknowledge the 192 caps that got
Jesus Christ
restocked, 161 fitteds. So I'm going to take you guys through like just a couple slides of some of the stuff that's currently available.
And Leon, you know what's interesting too is like you and I were talking about this before is, I think it's refreshing to see places like Hat Heaven and Sports World, places like that have stock.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like if you go and type in 7 1/4, which is my size, I think 70 different items come up. Where if you go to some of these other sites, it's like 12, 3 items, 4 things I don't want. It's like it's crazy. So I just went on before we jumped on here just to check my size. People were complaining about stock and not being able to find what they want. But Brian, and the reason why he won that Fitty Award was because he did something about it. So if I could, before we jump into this, I know one of your 2 retail locations closed down, so you can focus your energy more in one location, plus have a brand new warehouse that can kind of house all of this stuff to make sure you're satisfying your customers. And I want to give you a big shout out for that, Brian, because that's a great reaction to what you were seeing out there. And people now have an opportunity to pick up a lot of the hats they missed. So I think on behalf of the entire hat community, we want to say thank you for that, because that's the way to go. Yeah.
No problem at all. Like Hat Heaven, we're always about, customer feedback, because, we have in the retail store, if people see something they don't like, we don't even have to try. We're there, and we always hear it point blank. But I feel like on the online space, you have to put yourself out there more to get the feedback in the first place, which is why I love coming on Views from the Vault, because there's so much feedback and like feedback from you guys and all the other viewers out there that it really does help. Like whether it's design cues or like stock levels last year, it's always great to, because we try to be as transparent as possible, just so that gets done, and we're always trying to get better.
We appreciate it, man. We definitely appreciate it. So, listen, Leon, take us through some of these restocks, and I already see some. I know which one Jason Mead on this slide's going after. I know which one. That Atlanta Braves one, man. That's all Jason Mead right there.
I already have it.
Can I ask you a question, Jason? Who do you think has a bigger head, Mr. Met or Leon?
It's a push. That's a push.
It's a tough one, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because Mr. Met wears his hat really, really high, so it's probably the hat size is probably a lot smaller than his head. So Leon probably has a bigger hat, but Mr. Met probably has a bigger head.
Yeah, I don't know that head's it's coming over his shoulders, so I don't think there's any contest over there.
Yeah, you did, dude. There's some good restocks. You like that? That Red Sox. I think that's
the Yankees.
No, that one's great too. Yeah, but the Red Sox 61 All-Star game is fantastic. There's some great stuff on this slide. Let's move on. How many more? We have a few slides of this, right?
This is the second of 3.
Oh, the Bread Sox was one of my favorites too. You had some of those old school St. Louis caps. I don't know, man. Just this is the kind of stuff that I just love to see. I went into your store and I actually bought a couple of these.
Thank you.
Got another. Go ahead.
This stuff was actually at least the Boston stuff and the St. Louis stuff. That was stuff that I designed back in August, and it was supposed to be coming in October.
Yeah,
it came in January, and it restocked for February. So I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, as long as it eventually got to us. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, better late than never, my friend.
Yeah.
We got one more slide of restocks, right?
Yep. Oh no. Sorry.
Oh no. Oh, there's 2 slides. Leon was lying to me.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into this, right? So there's one good hat on this slide, and it's the Twins hat with the 60th anniversary. And then, I don't know, Brian, I know you probably heard, I know it's going to be a big seller, but you probably know our stance on 17-time champions, 27-time champions. We hate those here on the vault, but we understand. You have a customer base you have to please. But that Twins hat in powder blue and red is beautiful, man.
Yeah. The Lakers one is just because we had a 16-time champion, and I was just like, we can just axe this whole design line completely, or we could just update it.
Yeah.
This is more for the retail location than it's for online. But the powder blue one, we've used the logo before, outlining with metallic gold.
Yeah.
But this time we just decided, I saw a jersey the same color, like red fill with navy outline, but I just wanted to carry it over to the fitted, and I didn't honestly know what to expect if both the T and the C were the same color, but it turned out pretty nice. And I never noticed how like the T starts out overlapping that ends up under the C. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's nice, man. It's a fantastic looking hat. So like I said, one great hat on here. Let's move on to the next slide. Oh, yeah, some classics here, huh? Yeah. So, Brian, as we look at these, like, tell us why you tend to use that more detailed Cooperstown Batterman, because I think that's a question that we often hear from the community. What's your thought, and why do you use that more detailed Cooperstown Batterman?
That's an interesting one. You'll see these are actually everything we're going to see tonight is a mix from, I guess, beginning of December up to yesterday. I made like 12 yesterday, but the detailed Batterman, I think, is just the first time I saw it. I was like really blown away by it. Like I love the flat embroidery feel. It really has a premium feel to it.
Yeah.
And I like that how it had additional slot for the detail. I do get a lot of questions and a lot of hate on Instagram or emails about it, but that's one of the things that like I said, we're all about feedback. So you'll see, like, these are the older ones that I made in December, but the newer ones I've listened to the feedback, and we've used the same one but did away with the detailing, which kind of gets lost in embroidery. But I
liked the detailed Batterman. I didn't I was like, what the hell is this, an error at first? And then when I realized what it was, I started to like it. But these are two really cool Chicago Cubs caps, right? What do you know the years on these, Brian, by any chance?
Do not know the years.
You'll know once you do your description on Instagram, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah. But that one, the orange one, I just had to make it because it looked like a Chicago Bears logo.
Yeah, it does.
The Bears.
It does. It does. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so it's Cubs City, so we're gonna have a lot of Cubs fans out there that are
a lot of the old school logos.
Yeah,
stuff.
That one on the right is pretty badass.
Mm-hmm. I actually wanted to do the bear in reverse colors, like white fur with. But it looked terrible.
Oh, did it?
Really did. It really did look pretty bad. No matter how, and there's a lot more ways to color it up than it seems like, but it didn't look right.
This reminds me, it's like the Cubs version of that 1927 Cardinals hat. You know how old that Cardinal looks? This kind of reminds me, this would be like a Cubs version. This has got to be something from the 30s, right? I would imagine, but
yeah, it's definitely hand drawn,
Yeah, no, that's cool looking though. All right, so we got the Las Vegas Aviators, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Expos one. Tell us about that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm Korean. So I grew up. My grandma raised me, and she always had this fan in the room. And if you Google Korean fan and look up the images, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like red, yellow, and blue, all like
Yeah.
then it like on the Korean flag, it's like that yin yang, that blue and red.
Yeah.
But once you add a third color, it's traditionally supposed to be yellow. So like even when you look at like traditional Korean drummers or whatnot, they'll be wearing like a black costume with red, blue, and yellow stripes. So I just figured it was. I always thought the Expos logo mixed really well with that. I guess that yin yang
Yeah.
aesthetic. So this was just just me having fun. I'll probably try to pick one up myself, but let's see how the demand is. And
Dude, that might be a double up hat for me.
yeah,
That's cool as hell. Now the aviators, you went simple, just black and white, huh?
yeah. I actually was trying to hook it to the Raiders since they recently moved there.
Oh, sure.
Actually,
now Jason Mead's into it. Look at him. Look at him.
I'm all down now.
yeah, it's actually black with the logo is black, white with metallic silver,
Nice.
metallic aluminum, and metallic pewter. Pewter would be the dark gray from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but a metallic version of that.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like faded into 3 different metallic threads.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll come out looking great. But even my new era rep, he loved it. So he was like, please, like, order an 8 1/4 for me. I was like, okay, you got it.
What the hell? Is your rep Mr. Met?
No, he's a big guy. He's a big guy. He wears his hats too.
Have you ever seen me wear Leon's hat?
No.
Maybe later. I'll show you what that's like. That's always fun. So all right, let's move on to the next slide. Those are badass, man. I'm in on both of those.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick the Expos. It looks like it's colored like those Cooperstown ads. So like whenever you see like the Cooperstown logo, it's always with like some type of old gold or yellow. That's what it looks like it's based off of.
Dude, that Expos hat is cool as hell.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of compliments in the thread here. Hoon, as our resident Korean, he approves it. So
yeah, and listen, man, you know what's interesting? We've seen very few. Have we seen a side patch yet in these new ones?
No,
thank God.
Not really.
Nice. Well,
Dwayne
Sims
Dwayne
is probably doing fucking cartwheels right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a couple of Marlins hats here. Now we've seen that older Marlins logo on the right pop up a lot with Hat Club, My Fitteds, and some other vendors of late. But that one on the left, man, I like that.
That's a spring training logo, right?
I don't know exactly.
I think
when I designed these pair of fitteds, I know we have the one with the fish, the baseball, and the N.
Yeah.
And I've seen the fish with the baseball with the word mark under, but I asked my rep yesterday, actually.
Mr. Matt.
Yeah.
Well, for the sake of our conversation, we'll call him Mr. Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I will. Not you don't have to. I will.
So I asked him if we have any current Marlins logo with just the fish and the ball and no word mark. And we ended up having it. So that logo, as simple as it looks, there are 12 different spots for colors to go in. So we spent about maybe a solid hour going back and forth on Zoom, just trying to get this right. It was tough, but we had to add a little bit of black for the shadow. And there's beetroot purple and pink glow.
You love that beetroot color, man. You've been using that for years.
Yeah, I mean, the concept behind these two were I was watching a movie with my wife the other night, I think like Monday night. This was made yesterday, by the way. We were watching some movie that was set in the 80s. And they kept on going back to like this 80s Miami Vice color. And I saw it so many times. I was just like, we have to do like a Miami Vice color, but a different kind of blue than we're used to. And so I went with dark royal. I made 2 of these. I'm not sure which one we're gonna end up going with. Maybe both. I'm kind of leaning towards the Cooperstown version, but the modern one stands up pretty well on its own too.
Leon, which one would you get of these 2?
Tough.
If you had to pick between the 2.
That's tough. I think the one on the left. I like when, they take batting practice logos or spring training logos and put them on poly or wool as opposed to like Diamond Era or some type of stupid material like that. I enjoy it. So.
Diamond Era is like the equivalent of dishcloth.
Yeah. Speaking of dishcloth, we got a Sanitation.
Oh, wow. What a good segue, right, Leon?
Yeah. And some more Miami stuff. It looks like.
All right. So you guys know that Miami on the left, that logo is grown on me.
Mm-hmm.
Sports World did something cool with it. My Fitters did something cool with it. And then Hat Club did something cool with it. And finally, it's redeemed itself in my eyes. But Jason, you're a fan of Sanitation. So what do you think about the hat on the right?
I tip my Sanitation guys every Christmas. This is a nice little hat. It's the first time I think we've really seen it without a Yankees or a Mets on it.
Yeah, on the front, first time we've seen
on the front. Yeah, so that's an interesting take on it.
Yeah,
I wonder if they can wear it to work and get away with it, because that'd be pretty cool.
I think they can because our local customer base, we have a snapback, and they seem to be doing just fine. But as far as I know, they updated the colors to just dark green and gold. We've tried to make it with dark green and gold, and the city board just rejected it because they're like, it's too close to the actual uniform. And we're like, yeah, that's what we're actually trying to do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're trying to let your staff wear some cool stuff.
I don't know if I'd buy it, but that one's a cool hat.
Yeah. I mean, if that's your job and you had an option of wearing, this or some other shitty hat. Like,
listen, I clean up after my kids all day, so maybe it's fitting for me.
There you go. So we got some minor leagues.
All right. So we got Canopolis.
Cannonballers.
Yep. They used to be the Intimidators, right?
Yep. And the Fredericksburg Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, the Nationals one, I just kind of thought we had enough navy and red, the official team color, but you don't usually get a lot of presidents on the. Well, I'm assuming it's George Washington because he has that axe.
It is.
So
yep.
I was just like, you know what? Let's do like a money concept.
Okay.
So we just
man, I like it.
Okay.
Everything in New Olive, everything tonal green, different shades of green, and threw in a perfect tan in there. Yeah.
You've done some cool stuff with greens and olives for quite a while now. Like I think about that newer hat, the Baltimore Orioles 60th anniversary that you just put out in olive. That thing was tremendous. And then I think back to the side patchless green with gray under, forest green with gray under, Cardinals hat you did. Both of those stand out as some really, really cool versions of green and olive caps that you did of late. So
I got a question on that Nationals one. Why not go with like an off-white front panel? Because you know how on a dollar bill, the president's kind of framed.
When have you seen Brian do a white front panel?
I said off-white.
When have you seen him do an off-white front panel?
Just throwing an idea out there.
That's actually a really good idea, but I don't think.
But no, I want to hear. Here's the but. But I never have done that, and I never will. That's what's coming next, right?
It's just hard to sell in the Bronx. That's
absolutely
okay.
You're most likely going to get your ass kicked on the way out of the store if you're wearing one of those.
Make that online only then.
This Rockies is nice.
Yeah.
Wicked nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the White Sox too. The White Sox, that's a spring training. Like it's only shown up on like that. I don't even know what you call that material, Feather Light or Pro Light, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
The Shadow Tech.
The tracing paper.
Yeah.
But I will be jumping on both of these. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, that Rockies is a must.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
The White Sox is a little bit more common, but that Rockies is a must. Sorry, cut you off, Jay.
no, I'm just wondering. So if these are like spring training logos, how were you able to get these through without having to put a regular logo or something like that on the hat? Or am I thinking of the BP ones or something?
I think you only have to do that. I think you only have to do that with logos that are like
altered
and complete. Like, so like, for example,
Okay.
you know how like Lids or New Era did that collection, the ligature collection.
Yeah.
And they alter the logo. Then you have to put, they altered it where it's not clear.
Okay.
But with the spring training ones, I think we've seen Brian's done it here, but also Anthem did it with all those Toronto ones, right?
But the Toronto had a side patch.
Yeah.
Oh,
but that's an altered logo because that's like a logo in a logo.
Yeah, you're right. These are just regular logos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Let's not make it hot for him.
No.
Yeah, all of a sudden these things are going to get rejected. Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
But Jason, I do want to say, listen, going back to that George Washington cap with the off-white front panel, I will tell you, I've never seen Brian do it, but that idea is a good idea. I want to be clear. That does sound like that would look exactly like a dollar bill, except George Washington's carrying an axe.
Yeah.
You got a Jackie Robinson hat, it looks like.
Yeah.
Can never go wrong with just a good old-fashioned Brooklyn Dodgers cap.
I think that's Brooklyn Robins.
Oh, that is the Brooklyn Robins, right? Yeah. Because that B, well, they eventually became
the Dodgers.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think we're gonna see like 5 or 6 dark royal hats. I just really like it these days. I don't know. It's like almost purple, but still blue, and it's a little bit darker than your run-of-the-mill light royal hats. But
yeah, and I see some people in the comments saying Dead President Clink Room already did it. It wasn't necessarily Clink Room did it in conjunction with an artist, but also I think that was some sort of metallic crown, right? Wasn't it?
The copper one was, yeah.
So what's this hat in the lower right?
It's yet another Cubs.
Oh, this is like Cubs Central, man. You got some Cubs fans going friggin' nuts here.
I know. We gotta tell Hatter to calm down.
Yeah. Professor Hatter, he'll do 2 things. He'll correct you on your presidential knowledge, and then he'll congratulate you on all the Cubs hats. So we've got a Boston Bees cap and a Boston Braves cap here. Mm-hmm. That Boston Bee. Now these are all wool, right? Everything that you've done here, Brian, is wool. Just for the folks that are watching.
Yeah,
always wool.
Oh, we're gonna always do wool. I think recent shipments they've been producing them with polyester. That's usually that's against our usual design direction. I don't know exactly. I can't really speak to the specifics of what's going on in the factories, but it should be wool. I know for a fact that that polyester instead of wool problem should go away permanently, at least for the new shipments starting in March and then on. But it's been a recent thing. We've been getting our orders in polyester instead of wool. But moving forward, it's from March on. It should be wool only, except for the few colors that are poly only, like Oceanside Blue, Sky Blue, New Olive. There's a couple materials a couple colors that only come in poly, but 90% should be wool from us.
Got it. These are great hats, man. Both of these are solid hats. I think Boston Bees, I mean, they were only in existence for a couple of years, right? I mean, and then the Boston Braves, that Boston Braves. But if you were for the Bronx Social, you believe that B stands for the Bronx, but it doesn't. So these are great hats. Let's move on to the next, guys. Okay. So that's a Boston Braves, right? In the on the right.
Yep. That logo was actually suggested to us by our very own Jason Mead. And so like I was saying before about the Cooper.
How come you didn't put a white front panel on that?
I just suggested the logo.
I should have.
So Brian, can I ask a question? Since you did the Leon, right? Could you do the Jason Mead?
I think it's coming.
The first time in history it has a white front panel. The first time in history.
He's a businessman first. So I don't
know. Brian won't do it. Look at him. Brian.
I don't want to.
I want to make Brian sweat a little bit. Brian, come on, listen. Jason Mead is constantly posting your hats. How about just one time for Jason Mead, you do a white front panel? You only have to order the minimum.
Yeah, I'll do you one better. I'll make a Jason Mead plus Leon part 2. I'll just have the one side panel white. Yeah.
Oh, you remember the green side?
Right.
That's perfect.
That's the half and half.
That's perfect.
Half and half.
So what do we have on the left there, Brian?
That's the old school Kansas City Athletics. That one I made in December, and that Boston Braves one I made yesterday. That's why the Cooperstown on the left is how I usually did it with the detail, and
you can timestamp it now.
Cleaned up after everybody, suggested I change.
You know what you should be doing? Your original runs should be with the detailed Batterman. When you restock, do it in the clean Batterman. That way people know when they have a first run special edition.
First edition.
Brian from Hat Heaven. So guys, let's move on to the next slide. But as we do that, for those watching, there was a question that Leon and I and Jason did not get to put into the notes when we get to the Q&A, and that's about wool. Wool shrinks easier. So wool shrinks. Poly, it takes a whole heck of a lot to shrink poly. You have to want to shrink it. So for those that are wondering, like I tend to go up a size with wool just to be safe, and it shrinks. Sometimes you can throw it. I've thrown mine in the dryer, to be honest with you. I know people are going to say that's crazy, but I have, because I don't need my bill flat. But wool does shrink. So over time, a 7 1/4 to me becomes a 7 1/8. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're dealing with wool hats versus poly.
And I usually don't size up because 7 1/2, I'm probably like a 7 7/16. So not quite a 7 1/2, but bigger than a 7 3/8. So the wool 7 1/2 fit just fine to me. So
cool. So this is an embroidered World Series 2020 patch, right, Brian?
Yep. And we did away with the yellow details. I think we spoke about it before, but it's usually called lemon fluff. But we just did it again with we replaced it with metallic gold just because it looks better.
Yeah.
That Detroit Tigers one, whenever people talk about that one, they always say it's the cooked up tiger. Honestly, I always thought the cooked up tiger was the other one that's like kind of like cross-eyed
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facing you. Yeah.
But
that's the messed out tiger.
Yeah. So about it took a while for Detroit to draw a tiger, right? But I guess
Yeah. No, so that one's always a very, very popular logo.
Yeah. You might as well order 200 of those, Brian.
Yeah, just double your order for that one.
There's a couple things that you can order a lot of, and that's one of them.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a guaranteed sellout.
Yep.
Oh, the Worcester, the Woo socks.
Woo socks.
The Woo socks. And you did red on red, man. I like that. And it's got a gray under, so I don't have to wear that black nasty around New York. So thank you for that. I love that, man. I like that little heart there. I actually like their they're like a emoji guy too.
Yep. And preview, we have a show coming up that's going to explain both of those details.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. A little sneak peek.
Yep.
A little sneak
peek.
Anyway. All right. So what's the one on the right?
Rangers, right? Texas Rangers.
Yep. Texas Rangers.
In Blue Jays colors.
That's actually dark royal again, actually.
Oh, okay. I would like it in Blue Jays colors next time, so we could just piss Leon off.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Brian, Leon, that's the anti-Leon. Leon absolutely hates the Texas Rangers.
Oh wow. Okay. But actually, on the way here, I was thinking of I actually thought of a new hat that I should have wrote down, but I never saw and correct me if I'm wrong, I never saw a red Expos fitted with red, white, red on it. So on the front logo.
They always had the blue in it.
Figured, because we have a bunch of red on red Toronto Blue Jays with the like throwback and the modern logo, but we've never done an all red Expos, and I wondered why, even though it's a Canadian team. But hopefully next week we can have it.
It's because the Quebecers want to separate from Canada.
Yeah, they're like the Texas of Canada.
Yeah, they think they're their own country, but that's a story for another.
They also hate English speakers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the Swinging Friar in some different colors there.
Is that navy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's navy. But what's going on with his colors? Why'd you switch them up like that?
Just honestly, just to make it more wearable. Like, no, I'm not trying to hook anything or make a shout out to any other sports teams. As the original colors are brown and yellow, and as beautiful as they are in baseball, it's really hard to wear on a daily basis, and it's such a unique logo.
Yeah,
if anything,
I like it.
Yeah, we just lifted the colors off of St. Louis Cardinals, that bird with the bat, and we just smacked it on there. And with the navy crown, it's like navy, red, and yellow. It's not only classic to baseball, it's just nice fashion colors. So
it's nice. It's definitely nice. And this is a maroon with the Pirates.
Yes.
Now listen, that Pirates logo reminds me, I don't know about you guys, well, maybe Jason, because we're a little older than Leon, Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds. It reminds me of that era of Pirates baseball.
Yeah,
it really
back
does.
when Bonds was skinny.
Skinny.
And stealing 40 bases, but still popping, when he was on his way to a Hall of Fame career without all the injections.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, guys. Since we're not going to get too deep into that, but all right. Okay. These are nice.
Really nice.
Yep. Two, one's Oakland A's. Yeah, it's old Oakland A's without the apostrophe S. That's in Oceanside blue. It was a while since I made an Oakland hat, so I was just like, you know what, I need to scratch that itch. So
yeah, that's a nice looking hat.
Yep. The one on the right, we have a pink bottom version, but originally that idea started out as a gray bottom, but we just need a pink bottom, so at the last minute I slapped together a pink bottom one, and I always regretted it. And I know you guys hate it too.
I regretted it. I regretted it for you.
Yeah, but
it's one of your few hats that I tore apart.
I agree as well, because that one was actually the last time I made a pink bottom, at least originally from us.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much around the same time I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to what I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean. And it took a lot of tinkering around to get it before we put the pink bottom on. So I just felt like it was a waste not to make it a reality. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice looking hat.
Yeah, guys, as we move into the next slide, we got like 67 people watching. If you guys don't mind, just hit that like button for us. It helps the channel. Please hit that like button. And if you haven't commented already, comment. We'd love to hear from you. Let's move on to the next slide, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. We got a hat I can't fucking stand, and then we've got another A's hat. So
the double Batterman.
Oh yeah, the double Batterman. Yeah, the double Batterman. All right.
I think actually I know the Batterman on the side patch was originally black with gold, matching the rest of the trophy. But I was just like, it's gonna be weird if we're gonna have two Battermen, at least have them the same color. But I don't know. Let's see how it actually turns out. Maybe it might not even do well in the store, but it's just something I always the tape number for that side patch was just something always that was on my list for a long time. So
it's not on my list, but I think that athletics hat on the right is cool, man. I like that a lot, because you see that quite often. You see the A's elephant there, right, Stomper, but you don't see it with this two-tone with that Kelly green and yellow, right, guys?
Too often, no.
I haven't seen it like that in that colorway. Maybe it probably exists, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. The elephant's supposed to be white, but it just looked too blown out. Yeah. And we had to do a bit of tinkering around, because if you notice, the shadows on the head are black.
Yeah.
but it looked weird when it matched the rest of the shadows, which are Shamrock or Kelly Green, and we had to figure out what to make the color of the tongue and.
You know what would have really set this hat off, Brian? The more I look at it, a pink bottom. Let's move on to the next slide, guys.
No.
All right. Now listen, I will say that San Francisco hat. I know. Shout out to Chris K, who loves the San Francisco.
Yeah, big San Fran.
Giants, and we have Hoon on here too. We have the Hoon Express watching. I love that All-Star Game patch.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
Now go ahead.
No, sorry. It wasn't until I was like doing like the research on writing the product descriptions on that Boston one. I didn't realize that back for a few years they did 2 All-Star games.
Like because 1962 was like Washington and the Cubs. 59 was LA and the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and 61 was San Francisco and who else? Do you know?
Boston.
Yeah.
It wasn't until
quiz time
for the product descriptions for Boston. I was like, wait, like what is this, what's this other stuff that I'm seeing on Google? And I always thought Boston was the only place they did it in 61. So
yeah. And I think it was 59, 60, 61, right? And 62.
Yeah, 59 through 62. They were trying to raise money for the players' pension fund that they just started in 59. So
get them more money.
Yeah, hosted two All-Star games.
That Mariners hat, what is that? That's like a forest green.
Yep, it's a dark green with that throwback trident. The spill is in metallic gold, but the outline is in perfect tan or the stone color. Like
sure,
almost off white.
That's nice. I like both of these.
At first, we made it dark green with yellow fill and white outline. And at first, I was like, "Oh, this kind of like a Supersonics like hook," but we all know someone already did a NBA MLB crossover. So I was just like, you know what? Let's not go there. So I just switched it to something a little bit more classic. Metallic gold. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, nice. All right, let's see what's next, guys.
Ooh, Tampa.
Okay. All right, we got a little Tampa big boy and little boy club here. So we got Tampa Bay and then we got the Orlando Rays.
Yep.
So these are nice, man. Nice. Now I've seen the Orlando Rays. I'm not sure if it's the same colorway, but I know Hat Club put one out, right? Was it the same colorway?
I think they
did a two-tone black and green. Yeah.
Green.
Okay. Yeah, I prefer the mono anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. The Orlando one was actually a customer suggestion. Like right after I think one of the December releases, they're like, you guys should do this, and I was like, all right, like
yeah.
But it wasn't until I actually saw the logo. It's actually cooler than the Tampa Bay one because Tampa Bay blends 3 colors, but this one has 4. So I was just like, you know what, and that's why we just wanted to keep that old school feel. That one has a white sweatband.
You picked the right minor league teams to do too. I'll say the Durham Bulls. You've done some really cool flips with them. I mean, you've picked some really good minor league teams to kind of explore. But that Tampa Bay one, I'm not sleeping on that either. Is that a gold? Like, is that a metallic gold around the Ray on there?
Yep, it's metallic gold with red, yellow, green, and blue, like all mixed in there.
This is crazy. These are 2 beautiful hats, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what's next. All right. Okay.
So that's
I like the one on the right.
Yeah. I like the one on the left.
Well, the one on the left is very similar to that Mariners hat, right?
Yeah, same colorway.
Yeah.
Seems like
that one was the San Diego on the left was made in December, and the Seattle one was made yesterday. The San Diego one, I have this catalog of old school authentic collection. And for some reason, they're under San Diego Padres. There was a dark green. It looks exactly like this. It just didn't have a New Era logo. For some reason, you couldn't order it anymore. But it just irked me so bad. I was like, you know, let's just make it on our own.
I absolutely love the one on the right, and I'll tell you why. The flat embroidery on that San Diego, that looks like something pulled right out of the early 80s, man. When you like that, just that logo and the way it's kind of embroidered flat. I love that hat. Now that's in like some like USC type colors, right?
That's I made it with that Pirates one you saw with the maroon. This is maroon.
Oh, okay.
Gold.
Yeah. All right. Nice stuff, man. All right. Now you're going to get some people excited. First of all, let's not even talk about the one on the left because that's just like that's something for your Bronx customer. We get it. You got to do that. But let's focus in on the one on the right because I like that.
Yeah. Yep. This was another suggestion by our very own Jason Mayhew. I asked him, hey, like, if you had to pick any logo, if we can get it, what would it be? And
this was my second choice. You couldn't get the first choice, but
yeah, actually I was really pulling for the first.
What was the first choice? The Washington white panels?
No. It was the Sioux City Explorers X logo because I know they used to do New Era hats back in the 90s, so I was hoping it was still in the catalog, but apparently it's not anymore.
So can I ask a question? I think this is kind of on behalf of Leon because Leon up there is like he seems like he's bored right now. So
I'm not bored.
I don't know, Brian, if you caught our episode with Ben from Hat Club, but Leon was wondering if you explored the possibility of perhaps Barbie dolls on the front of hats.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Maybe.
Leon has a vast Barbie doll collection. He was wondering if he can get like a Barbie doll on the front of one of these. Let's just explore it.
Maybe just the Barbie logo.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, the word mark maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Let's the word mark.
All right. This is
This is the one that's going to shut shit down.
This one is going to get a lot of stores scrambling and calling their reps right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my rep, he knows my obsession with the Detroit Tiger, with the actual Tiger coming through it, because for the longest time it was only available for kid
sizes.
Yeah, go figure. But randomly one day he was just like, hey, look what I just found. It's up for customization. I was like,
this goes with Oniata too, right? And the Lakeland Tigers. I need this to complete the 3-pack.
Yep. Yeah. And usually we would just do a white Tiger version, but I figure it's been so long since Detroit fans have even seen this, so let's go with the default coloring and let's make a white Tiger version.
I hope the hell you ordered a lot of these, Brian.
Yes,
we did.
All right, you better have, because this is another one, man. Damn.
I guarantee you, there's going to be stores calling their rep right now and being like, "How did I haven't pulled this off?" Because I've tried to even get this one done, and it's always been no. So, good job. First to market. And now,
ooh, all right, Q&A time.
Q&A.
All right, we're gonna put Brian on the hot seat here.
All right, so Brian has not seen these questions, so let's go.
All right,
let's do this.
So, first one comes from Dwayne. Are you brave enough and bold enough to jump off the side patch bandwagon? And proof there that I stood up for you. I said they have already. So,
and then Munfu gets in there and says, hey, Dwayne, I love you, man, but guess what? You're wrong, because there's really very few side patches in the store.
I think you guys do a great mix of side patches and side patchless hats.
Yeah, I think we've never intentionally done it, done side patchless hats, other than, well, not from a design perspective, but mostly from a customer cost perspective and our cost, just to keep everything a few dollars cheaper, because it goes a long way. But we, design wise, we don't really have a problem with side patches. If anything, like when the Yankees win their 28th, we'll be all over that, So
yeah, and then no more Mike Stanton patch.
Yeah.
But do you foresee patchless fitteds with custom colors and underbrims getting more popular in the future? What's your take on that?
Honestly, I don't really. I think maybe half a year ago on one of the lives, someone mentioned that we're the only people that actually even do colored brims, like the very few that we have without patches. And I think it's just that's the way Hat Club introduced it, colored brims with side patches, and so the whole point of I feel like, well, me and you, we've talked about this a little bit, Pierre, like colored brims have opened up the color palette like tremendously. Like even stores like us that are a little bit on the more conservative side, we're like, even though we don't do colored brims, like it makes us more open to explore like different colors. And a really great way to add more color to a hat is a side patch. So it's really, I would say, because there's so many teams like LA, New York, Kansas City, they only have like one color on the front logo. So to do a colored undervisor without a side patch is really, it's not doing the hat justice if you don't go with side patch most of the time.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we have a question here, right? So can you request more tonal New Era flags, especially on the hats that already have a patch? Like, is that like, what's your thought on that, Brian?
Like in the beginning when we first came online, I always had a contrasting New Era flag, and just like with everything else, we've had a lot more requests to go tonal. So I would say about 80% of this new stuff that we do are tonal, but sometimes I just feel it's right to add a little bit more contrast and inject some colors, especially since we don't do side patches a lot of the time. So.
All right. So
is the creepy question part of
this is the creepy slide.
Let's get them out of the way.
Who picked? We'll just say, I know you're not picking the models because that's not allowed, but who picks your models? And John West Bay wants to know, can he marry the chick in the Dodgers cap?
Second question I can't answer for her, but everyone's got to shoot their shot. So first,
John West Bay just did.
First question, I don't pick the models. I have a very talented, very hardworking photographer that he reaches out to all the models. It's either friends of friends or someone he's worked with in the past or someone completely new. I think it's better if I have nothing to do with the model selection.
I agree with that, Brian.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Brian's been relegated to a different room of the home because there's a new shoot coming up on Super Bowl Sunday. So Tom K, our good friend Tom K, one of the best to do it. Big fan of Brian and the Hat Heaven Caps Unlimited team. He couldn't wait for this evening.
He's in the comments, so shout out to Chad.
Yeah, he's been on here a little bit. So
yeah, he's on here. But he is a classy guy. He didn't ask to marry any of the models, so
yes,
that's fantastic. All right, so what about Negro League? Have you thought anything about maybe exploring a little bit of the Negro League selection?
I think we tried to. It's really hard to. At least the rear logo is it turns me off just because it's so big and it kind of looks like an X from far away. And the only ones that really, the first time I actually looked at all the logos, the only ones that actually spoke to me were the Black Crackers and the New York Cubans. But I mean, if I knew, I would have to research it for at least a few days or a week or so to do that any justice. But I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely look into.
Can you not do it without the Negro League banner back patch?
I don't think so. At least not to my knowledge. But
gotcha.
It's very. I think it's kind of difficult to have the rear colored as well, but I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I don't know, man. If someone came out with like a really like a league set of Negro League in wool, and they're not made in Vietnam, it would kill.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have been thinking about the Homestead Grays. I used to have a Melton wool Homestead Grays. Have 9, but that's like it's. I can't name like more than 5 Negro League teams off the top of my head, which is probably why. Like,
I'll tell you what, one staple would be the Montreal Royals,
and House of David.
Well, no, I would say second would be Santurce because that's where Roberto Clemente played. Those are the 2 biggest ones, just because of those 2 names. But yeah, I mean the House of David too. It's got a cool logo, but the 2 big ones would be Santurce and the Montreal Royals, just because of who played for them. They're not. I'm sorry, Santurce is not Negro League.
No, doesn't it?
That's one of those. The Caribbean League.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to see a Santurce hat though.
Yeah, definitely need that. And then 2 restock questions. Someone's asking for the Ogden, named after me, which is awesome hat, and the Lakeland Tigers. Are they coming back in stock?
Yeah,
restock the Lakeland, right?
Yeah, everything. So I hate to break it to you guys, but I know you guys been loving the 30-pack releases and the 161 style fitted restocks. That's actually due to shipping delays. All that stuff was supposed to be from Black Friday to Christmas, and all the stuff came in all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like what we've seen tonight, all those stuff that was designed from beginning of December to yesterday. So I'm doing a pace about 10 to 15 new styles a month, but it's just been showing up at my doorstep all at once. So
I'm getting hammered right now. I got you guys. I was wrong, for God's sakes. Yeah, everyone relax, man. I was so excited to get Montreal Royals and Santurce that I was completely off base.
How dare you say that?
I screwed up, man. It's this is like 2 hours past my bedtime. So
Blackout Yankee with 3M patch. Is that ever coming back from Mr. Xavier?
I hope not.
That one was actually a booking program. I can't order that again. But if we could, that would be. I mean, I think the closest we'll ever get is like a glow in the dark version.
Fair enough. Mr. Hoon is saying 2020 was the year of the colored UV. What's your next prediction for the next big thing in 2021?
I would say that 2019 was the year of the colored UV, but 2020 was just gasoline to the fire, really. But the next big thing for 2021, I don't know. If you could figure that out, you'd make a killing in this business.
Well, you told me sky blue was the thing of 2020, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And you were right, man. There's sky blue all
over. There's a lot of sky blue, yeah.
A lot of powder blue, but I don't know, man.
I mean, I think I said the next big color for this year, like more than usual, would probably be purple. But the next big thing, like the kind of weight that colored undervisors had, it would be.
That ain't happening.
If the NFL would let us use 3 colors, that would be the next big thing, honestly.
All right, Professor Hatter had a question about what kind of patches can you guys use, like the Wrigley 100th anniversary. The answer is big yes.
I think Leon answered it with this slide.
So Hatter, you're gonna have to squint to see what other patches that are available to them. So too bad. Al asks, "What's your favorite Mets side patch?"
And a shout out to Tyler, 718's hat collector. I mean, this picture is pretty impressive, but
yeah,
I just want to make sure we say that.
My photo credit at the bottom.
I see it.
My personal favorites Mets side patch, probably the 69. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the size, but I don't know. It's rare to really see a side patch that has like a good thickness to it without being raised, really.
Is that the stadium one, the one that has a stadium on it?
Yeah, with the metallic gold. I think I like
that's
that.
That's my least favorite, Brian.
I mean, 86 is up there too, but there's so many other years that look so similar to it, like 81 and yeah. But to me, I don't know. When I first saw the 69, I was, I mean, who doesn't like 69?
Yeah.
Perfect. So this one has to do with the Be More hat. Are you going to be doing more stuff like this in the future?
Like in terms of crossovers, yeah. I mean, we saw a few tonight. I mean, I try not to, like with crossover hats. I it's never like I go like forcefully trying to make a crossover. It's just if I have an idea or if I see a logo like that one we saw with the Cubs logo that happened to look like the Bears, of course I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just one of those spontaneous things that just comes together like at the moment.
And I think this is the last question. We have a Canadian or European person complaining about your international shipping being very expensive.
Yeah. I think we recently lowered Canadian shipping first to 25 and then to 20. That's a little bit slower for on our side on the back end. It says it's going to be delivered anywhere from 7 to 21 days. And at first that really scared me because I was thinking if someone chooses this and we ship it out, like on day 21, I'm going to have like, no, not even day 21, like starting from like day 7, I'm going to get an email every day from that angry customer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nobody's fault in that situation, but they're going to get a bad taste in their mouth from what we did. So that's why we just opt for the more expensive shipping, which is like, I think 6 to 10 days, and it costs like 55 and change, but we just charge 50.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but other than Canada, it's really hard to really trust shipping internationally because sometimes the $50 shipping, it gets delayed.
Yeah.
So can I ask, I got one more question that came through on my Instagram just recently, just really quick. Brian, what's your favorite all-time throwback logo? Let's just go baseball.
Baseball throwback all time. Probably that Detroit Tiger one with the tiger and the D.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I think not having it made me want it more. So
sure.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's really cool, but I do think that adds to the allure of it. Oh, wait, there's another question.
I lied.
All right.
We already answered this, didn't we?
We already answered it, though. It's kind of a duplicate. Leon just wanted to show his keynote skills again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's become pretty impressive with that.
That's it. So we've come to the end. If you guys do have any future questions, make sure you always hit me up you always answer really quick on the DM. So, don't be scared to, if they don't answer your email right away, DM Hat Heaven directly on Instagram. But yeah, so Jason Hill, I guess you haven't been paying attention. So the Tiger DM coming back. No, he's asking if the Tiger.
I think he's asking. I think he's trying to be a funny guy, dude.
Okay.
Because every time you say the D, people make funny. Yeah, they giggle like school children.
All right, you got me. You got me, Jason Hill.
Well, not as bad as they got me tonight. I made a pretty big error today, but I can own it. I can move on with my life.
They were like typing up sandstorm.
They just couldn't wait to correct me, but I get it, man. I was wrong, man. I was wrong.
Yeah.
So every dog has its day. So today was mine. But Brian, I want to thank you for coming on. I think you've got some fantastic stuff coming. You've done a lot to make sure that you're keeping the customers happy with how much product you have. You've adapted really quickly. And I mean really quickly, because I think, about a year ago is when this fitted stuff just really took off to a whole nother level. And it was hard for you to keep anything in stock, both in your stores and online, right? I remember when COVID kind of let up a little bit, and stores were opening up a little bit, and your stores were empty.
Yeah.
They were empty.
Yeah.
Empty. And you figured it out quick, and you figured out now there's so much stuff in stock right now that people can go on and get something that they really like. So I want to thank you for all your efforts. I want to thank you for coming on the show. I want to thank you for pivoting on a dime the way you did to kind of adapt. It's been impressive to watch. And I also want to share, I'm going to be heading back out to your store pretty soon to kind of, hopefully you allow me to videotape a little bit in there, because I want to show people exactly how cool that store is. I think people want to see it because that retail location is tremendous. It's a beautiful place too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of years there. A lot of years.
Yep. And it's fantastic. It's a fantastic experience. So with that, Brian, thanks again. Jason Mead, thank you for offering up the first off-white panel in Hat Heaven's history. So potentially we might be able to get that to happen. Leon W. Chen, I want to thank you for all of your work with putting this together today. Fantastic.
My pleasure.
And I love how proud you are of your work when you're showing me the keynote slides. You're like,
Great.
Pierre, look at this one.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be a good show.
It was a good show. And you asked me for pictures here and there, and I have to go searching around for pictures, but I love it, man. This was a great show. What a way to bring back a Wednesday night live.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Leon, why don't you take us away, buddy?
Yeah, make sure you guys like, rate, review, subscribe, and we'll be back with some more exclusive content later in the week. We have Robert joining us for this week.
Ooh, that's gonna be spectacular.
So Robert Martin of FHS fame. Until next time.